Okay, after placing the materials and all, now it's turn to place various light. But before that, let me just see an interactive render. How does it look? Okay, at present we have the sunlight on, so I can see from the window the sunlight is coming in. Okay, I have not placed any artificial light at present. Okay, we'll be placing that first. Let me check this render so I can come to know that how does it look. Okay, yeah, so there is a need to install the artificial lightings. First we'll be applying the rectangle lights in this case. Okay, let me stop the render first. Okay, I will stop the render. Okay, let me close this frame buffer. Now there are many spaces where I need to place. First of all, I need to place it over here in the ceiling. Okay, for this I'll be placing the rectangle light. Let me initiate the rectangle option. Okay, I've selected this. Okay, here I'm placing this light. Okay, I have placed this light over here. Now you can see it has been a large one. I need to scale this. I have scaled this, the option what I have behind. Okay, I will remove that. I will select this light and I will not place it inside. I will place on this edge so I can have a good effect of light. I will scale this a bit. It is not properly aligned. Okay, so I'll scale this and align it properly. After doing this, always try to scale it in such a way that the arrow strikes on the surface. Okay, now the same light what I have, I will be copying this light so I have the same effect of the light and does not create a multiple copies in case of the light panel. Okay, I have done this mirror because I want to have the light in the opposite direction. Okay, well, first let me delete this. Okay, so I can place the light properly. I'll place it and first scale it, then place the light accordingly. Now I have placed two lights over here. Let me Now I want to place one more light over there because here I have the curtains as well and I have a niche over here. The same rectangle light I will be placing over here facing downwards. Let me zoom this properly. Okay, let me first see whether I have selected the proper one or not. Okay, I need to zoom a bit and then adjust this accordingly. Okay, click. Yes. Now I place this. I place the rectangle lights in the ceiling. Okay, let me go to video asset editor. Here you can see I have only two lights, but in the quantities if we talk about, I have total three lights. Okay, I will be adjusting this to a bit of white color or a yellowish color. I increase the intensity to 250. Okay, rectangle light 1 and rectangle light hashtag 1 is there. It is the last one what we placed. 250 is the one which we placed first. Okay, I want to have the same color copied to the other light, so I'll copy this and go over here and click over here so I get the same color intensity and the color effect of the light. Okay, now I have done. Let me see an interactive render over here. But for that, if you want to see the effect, I need to close the background and the sunlight to see clearly the effect. Now I have done this, so I need to click on video interactive render. Okay, I have clicked over here. Let us see the result. Okay, now you can see over here the background has turned to black and I can see the effect of rectangle light in this case. So you see the effect of rectangle light, how it looks. The values for the two lights what I see at present over here. Okay, coming towards my side, it is set to 250 and the one which is near the uh, curtain pelmet, okay, it is set to 200. Now it is necessary for me to place both the lights separately so that if I want to have the adjustment over here, different adjustment, I can adjust it. Otherwise what would happen if I copy the same one, then if I change in one it will change in all. So it is better if you want to keep the lights different. Okay, If you want to have a different intensity, you try to always make a copy and then you have it. Okay, so you can see over here. Now I will stop the render over here. I see a bit dullness over there, and this is a quite brighter one. So let me go to the light. In this first one, I'll change the intensity to select object in scene. Okay, then 250, and I'll reduce this value to 175 almost. Okay, now let me see the render. Okay, I will reduce this interactivity and the output and all, so that I can get a quick render. Okay, because large is the image size, more time it will take to render. So to see the effect quickly, keep the interactivity low and the image of the size of the image low to get a quick render. Okay, now I have placed the adjusted the image size as 800 by 450, and the interactivity is low. So now you can say again I'm getting a fast render, and here you can see the result of the values what I have placed for the light. Now let me stop the rendering. Now after placing the rectangle light, okay, now it's the turn to place the spotlights. As we can see on the ceiling, right, we have the ceiling lights over here. Now here in the ceiling lights, what is the thing I have done here? The main receptacle what I have, the receptor, okay, it is kept different color. I change make this to component. So when I click on one or edit some changes over here, it gets automatically changed in all the models which are placed. So this saves my time. Now here, from where the light is coming out, I will place a spotlight over here one. So what happens, it applies in all, so it saves my time, and it also saves me in the bulking of the spotlights in the scene in the video asset editor. So I'll click on spotlight. In this case I'll be placing the light vertically down. Okay, I'll not do anything, just click and place it. So you can see over here many lights have been placed simultaneously in a one click. Okay, so now here veneer we have applied. After doing this, let me see an interactive render as well over here. Okay, here this material, when we talk about veneer material, I need to place it in a proper way. Okay, in this video asset editor. Now what happens when the texture is shown? In this case it takes more time to load. So if you want to see a clay model rendering or only the effect of light, you need to use this option of material override. Now see, I ticked this material override option. Okay, now yes, I'm not able to see the light. Why? Because in the light, when I go to the spotlight, okay, let me click over here. Okay, I will increase the intensity. Okay, because the intensity was less as well, I increased one more zero. I'm increasing the zero. Yes, now the intensity has increased a bit. But as we discussed earlier regarding the cone angle, okay, you see strong lights over here which we generally don't see in the real life. Okay, so I need to adjust this light, and I will adjust this how? By adding the penumbra angle and the cone angle. Okay, here I have cone angle, penumbra angle is 0. Okay, so I'll increase this. You can see the change over here. Now the light is also spreading, and also the light is getting softer at the edges. Okay, see the spread of the light. Okay, I will adjust both penumbra angle and cone angle, so I get a proper light over here in the illuminate in the interior space of the bedroom. Let me see the render. It is taking a bit time. Okay, now I'll reduce this a bit, increase the cone angle, so I get the more spread of the light. I will render the last and see the change over here. Okay, now see the change over here. The area has got illuminated, good achieve it has achieved a good illumination in this case. Okay, spotlight intensity, I will just adjust this to 50,000. Okay, okay, Now, so this was the material override option. At present, this light seems to be perfect for me illumination. Yeah, I get a proper realization when I see the light in the material one. Okay, we have placed the spotlights, adjusted the cone angle, the penumbra angle. Okay, now it's a turn to place the right lights in the bed back panel as well as the wooden flooring. Let me go there and place a rectangle light over here. Okay, I'm placing a rectangle light in this case. Okay, let me place. Now remember, when you place the light anytime, okay, don't always keep this to the stick to the surface, otherwise it won't illuminate. Just take a bit outside, even though you take it some values, uh, zero point 0.1 each as well, but never stick to this surface. If you stick to this surface, what will happen, you won't get the illumination of the light, and you'd be confused why this is not illuminating. So I have made one light. Now same light I'll be copying. I'll rotate and copy, so I get a same light. So whatever intensity I have for one light, I get the same for the bed back panel. Okay, I'm adjusting this, placing this edge to edge and taking this a bit down the way it is. Okay, I have placed two light as you can see over here. Okay, now I adjust this, scale this to according to the dimension of this. Okay, and I'll scale this to the center of this panel. Okay, so I have a more spread of this, and this I'll scale the center of the panel what I have over here. Okay, center to the thing, and the same light I'll be copying onto the right side. I'm selecting this. Okay, I'll be placing it over here. Okay, let me place this. Okay, I have some uh, object over here. I'm removing this. Okay, after removing this, now same procedure, I'll take it a bit outside from the face. Okay, and scale this. No, okay, not necessary, because it is according to the light I want. Now I will be placing a light for this wooden flooring, a rectangle light, same. Okay, I'm placing this over here. Okay, I place this light. As I told you, always try to face the arrow and strike it on the surface. So I have scaled this to this. Okay, now I have applied this. Let me go to video asset editor and let me check it out. And now I have a couple of rectangle lights over here. So first I will go there, see which lights I have applied, and then what I will do, I will try to rename them so it does not make confusion for me. So I'm renaming these lights as bed back panel lights. Okay, bed back panel lights. Okay, now let me see rectangle light 3. Okay, this is the wooden flooring light, so I will rename this to wooden flooring light. Okay, then after that we have rectangle 1, which is this one. Select in viewport. Okay, this is the ceiling light, so I'll be writing this ceiling light. Okay, large one. And we have remaining rectangle light. Okay, I rename this ceiling light small, or 2, anything. Yes, I'll keep it 2. And as the spotlight, okay, that is no confusion for me. Yes, I will go to interactive render and see once how what effect does it shows me. Okay, okay, because yeah, I can see the interactive render, but I am not feeling the effect of light properly the way it is, because at present the values are default, so I won't be able to see any changes. For that I need to adjust the intensity in this case. Okay, so what I will do, I'll go again to the light panel in the scene accelerator. I will increase this. Okay, I've increased the value over here. Okay, yes, now I can feel the effect of the lights over here. As you can see, previously the values were less. I have taken these values to around 300 and 200 for bed back panel and the wooden flooring respectively. Okay, now I want to keep the light same what was there in the ceiling one. Okay, so what I will do, same material I will be selecting, right click, copy, so that I have a uniformity in the light as well. So in all this, I'll be placing this material, right click and paste, right click and paste, right click and paste. Okay, I have pasted the same material over here. So now see over here, I get a similar color what you can see in the ceiling one, as well as in the wooden flooring, as well as in the bed back panel. So the intensity what I provided, it looks sufficient for me for the ceiling as well as the various other lights in this case. Okay, now we have sorted many materials of this. Now I need to add some decor items which makes my room more realistic over here. Okay, we have almost added most of the lights what we were required to place. So now I have a set of model files which are used in the bedroom. Okay, I'll be taking the files from there and placing it over here. You also might be having a library, or you might download it from the warehouse and use it in a model. I have already downloaded them, so I'll be using there. I have some common materials I've taken from there. Okay, I have the rug, the sofas, the sittings, the curtains, and many more materials. Okay, this makes my work quite faster and helps me in concentrating more on the 3D apart from the decorating all these items. So I have rug over here. Okay, now I'll deselect them all. Okay, many things I have, decor items, the curtains and all. Now at present when I see the curtains, this, it seems like they have banged themselves inside the ceiling. So in realistic we have, beside this I will adjust this in such a way that when I set the scene one, I see them realistic, in a realistic manner. So I need to adjust this a bit proper so that I can see window clearly. Okay, now to adjust this, I will try to scale it and keep it in a such manner that I get a full view of the window. Okay, so I'm scaling this. Now I'm scaling this as well. Okay, I'll scale this as well, so I don't need to worry about this. As I'm dealing with the realistic render, I need to uh, keep in mind that I try to incorporate the materials which are more realistic in this case. Okay, so I have placed the materials. Now let me see the scene one. I'll center table here as well, rugs and many more decor items. Now I'll be placing over here the hanging plants, indoor plants what we have. So I have the same model with me in the file, so I will copy from there and place it over here. Yes, I copied it previously. Now they have been placed. Okay, in the file it was something different, but to give a modern look, I'm using these indoor plants to give a modern and a contemporary look to the bedroom interior. Now let me set scene one and see. Yeah, it looks good. Now talking about the mattresses over here. Okay, mattress, when we talk about in the realistic world, we don't have the mattress stone like in a perfect square and rectangle. We have this in uh, crumble form and many other forms, right? So same thing you need to download. I have the file. You try to download such sort of models which gives me a realistic effect, not any computerized effect. Okay, now I'll try to adjust this mattress and pillows I have over here. Okay, so when I see from far, it looks a realistic in a way. So this I have placed many models to make more realisticness in the in this model. Okay, after placing various decor items, now we need to place the TV unit. Okay, TV as well as some decor items on the TV unit. I will be placing this. I have the same model over here. Okay, I'll be placing this. I paste it over here. Now as this was another group, what happened, this was not properly placed. Now when I went in group, it was as per the axis. Now I'll place this properly. Okay, and check out in the scene whether it is placed properly or not. Okay, now it looks a bit proper. Yes, here. Okay, it is proper, the coffee table. Let me see the scene one. Now after doing this, let me place the V-Ray material over here as discussed in the drawing. Here we have a metallic finish. Okay, this is an MDF design having a metallic finish over here. So here I'll be using V-Ray material. Okay, aluminum material I'll be placing so I get a feeling of uh, the metal. Okay, so let me go to V-Ray material library. After going there, I click on materials. First I have selected this. Okay, so it becomes quite easier for me. In this I'll be using aluminum brushed. Many materials I have. Okay, right click and apply to selection. Okay, you see over here I have applied this material. Now after this I'll be using the dropper. After using the dropper, okay, I'm placing it is, as this is a component, it has applied everywhere. If this was a group, I need to select individually and then apply the materials, so this saves my time. Okay, one material has been applied. Now talking about this, when we see the render over here, I can see the light but I'm not getting a realistic feeling from where the light is coming. So in order to show that realisticness, I need to make this material emissive. Okay, so what I do, I go to material, right click and click on emissive. I've selected this, so automatically it will go. Okay, to make you understand quite clearly, I will go to this panel, create and apply to selection. Okay, yes, here it has become yellow. I need to have this white color. Okay, let me go to material, let me search this. Now I have a list of materials. Okay, here I have emissive, it is yellow, I want to have this white. Okay, I've done this white intensity, I will increase this to bit more. I am keeping this at present to 12. You can keep the value as per your need, no need to worry about that. Okay, I have done. Now uh, one more thing I would like to tell you, never leave the surface over here what we have, the plain one. Always try to apply some material, because what happens if I try to apply some material property to default material, it applies to everywhere where it is present. So if you apply another material, it becomes quite easier for me to differentiate them and save them from this. Generally what I do, I place this material cladding stucco and then change this to white. As you can see, I have done in this. Okay, so wherever we have the default colors, always try to select this, and wherever the white color is there, try to paint this color. Okay, you can see a bit texture of whiteness over here. Same for the ceiling as well. Okay, wherever I have this material, as I have made this into group, it becomes quite easier for me to work out. Okay, so on three walls I have placed this. Okay, now we have applied many more materials over here and the file is getting a bit heavier. Okay, many things we have applied. Now let me go to V-Ray asset editor and see the rendering once. How does it looks? Okay, I'm waiting for the render. It just started now. This is the real effect after placing all the lights and all the thing. There are many things I need to adjust in this case. Okay, the bump map, the realisticness and all. So for that I need to adjust many properties. Okay, it is taking time, so let us wait for a few seconds. At present it is showing me over here bitmap file below this frame buffer. Okay, now the image is getting a bit clearer, as you can see. This gives me an idea how this will look in this case. Okay, now yes, now see over here in this window it is showing me solid. When I see this in SketchUp, okay, it shows me that this is a transparent material. Okay, why is it so now? Because in V-Ray we are dealing with the V-Ray rendering, so in V-Ray it is showing me as opaque material, so I need to adjust the opacity over here. Okay, I have as 1, reduce this 0.5. Now see in SketchUp the material has changed. Okay, when I reduce this to black, okay, you see over here I need to adjust the opacity as well, zero point 0.1. Okay, so in V-Ray it has been dissolved, but in the model also I need to see. Okay, so for that what I will do, in this case I also need to adjust the SketchUp opacity. Main, you need to know that in V-Ray if it is set, because we are dealing with rendering, so it should first set properly in V-Ray. Then after that, if you change the SketchUp property, no need to worry about that. Okay, because we have adjusted the SketchUp, sorry, we adjusted the V-Ray one, right? So now when I see over here, if I want to change this, go to default tray, select this, okay, and in SketchUp only, go to edit, and in edit, okay, in edit, what to do, reduce the opacity, and yeah, and in the SketchUp model also I get proper opacity over here. Okay, now I'm closing this. Okay, now I want to set the background. I'll be rendering for a night view, so for that first I'll be making a rectangle over here to get an idea properly over here. I'll be importing a night view I have downloaded, and I have that. I need to select the image file or supported. Okay, I have a night view. Let me search this. Okay, yeah, here I'll import this as a texture. After selecting and importing this as a texture, I'll scale this accordingly and go to scene 1 and check whether it is in accordance with this or not. Okay, so I need to adjust this a bit. I will select this whole scene 1. Okay, yes, now keep that area selected. I need to give a proper effect to this. Okay, now after seeing this I need to adjust this. Okay, yeah, this is sorted, but I need to have the background properly in such a way that I get a realistic feeling. Okay, so I will scale this. It looks uniform when I adjust this property. Okay, now this is a bit high. I need to take this a bit far, and to take this image a bit down. Okay, yes, so now let me adjust this. Okay, after this I have done. Okay, now let me try to adjust this. I need to make this look realistic, that's why I'm working more on this. Okay, I have placed this. I'll do this scaling a bit. Okay, now it looks proper. Okay, let me take this a bit down. Okay, now depends upon you to what level you want to achieve this. Okay, now this looks proper for me. So now for this, if I want to make this feeling realistic, okay, I'll first place a rectangle light. Okay, go to V asset editor. In V asset editor, I will go to light. I have a new rectangle light over here. Okay, I will select in light. Okay, I have it over here. Now I need to have this option here, or I had the option of color. In this light I can also place a bitmap option. Okay, same light I will be placing this. Now I am placing this. I will tell you first. Let me place and show you. I have placed this. Okay, here when I take this, now see this looks like a projector screen, because during the night view if I place just the image, it would look like just a image placed there. It won't give me a realistic feeling. So if I increase the intensity, okay, I get the proper one. And the thing which is behind, I will remove this, because I'm not concerned with that. I have just done that for to have a proper resolution. Now I'll take an interactive render. Okay, let me see the interactive render option over here. It is getting ready. Okay, now you can see I can feel a bit realisticness in this case. It is getting loaded. Okay, you can see outside the window. Okay, it gives me a feeling of a night view. Okay, as you can see now we'll be seeing the settings for various materials, travertine and this veneer and this panel as well. So first of all, we'll be seeing the veneer material in this case. Let me go to various editor. Let me click on this material, and in material, if you want to locate easily, go to materials panel, pick the dropper, click the material, so it takes me directly to the material. Okay, now as you can see over here, the material which I have placed, it is not applied any settings over there. No bump map, no reflection, nothing. So when I switch on the bump map, okay, don't have any map, so I'll be clicking on texture slot, bitmap, and in this I have wood veneer. As I told you, you can select the same image for the bump map as well. Okay, now here the texture has been placed over here. Now here you can see I can feel a bit of bumpiness, and if I want to check this out, I can check it out through the reflection. Now I have taken this reflection to a white phase. Now you can see the more I increase this, even though the glossiness is 1, I don't see clearly. Now see, when I remove this bump map, what it shows me, it shows me a clear reflection. When I switch on, it shows me blurred reflection. Okay, so you can see over here bump mapping, I have at present the value as 1. If I decrease this to 0.5, you can see a bit glossiness, a clearness I can see over here. So here if I reduce this glossiness as well, okay, the sharpness of the reflection, it also decreases. I'm keeping this 0.75. I'm reducing this reflection, reducing and taking this to black. It means that the reflection layer is getting disabled. In case of diffused, okay, I have the texture slot. Now if I am feeling this color is quite dark, and if I were to adjust the color over here, okay, so here I have option of color offset. It was black, now I'm slightly increasing and taking this to a bit gray. Okay, color again, if I reduce this, it will get darker. If I take this to white, what will happen, it will be a lighter one. Then if this does not affect, and if I want to make this lighter, this color offset, I need to take this a bit slightly away from the black color, so I get a bit clear color as a brighter one. Now you see here, before that it was looking dark, now it is looking a bit lighter. So after doing this, let me see the interactive render. I have started interactive render, let us wait for that. Okay, the interactive render started. Now you can see, you can feel the change, the settings what we have done. Previously it was fully plain. Now you can see and feel the reflection of the light source what is present on the ceiling. You can see on the top there are two, right, and you can see a change in the effect of the material as well in this case. Okay, let me stop the render. Okay, this was the material for this. Now diffuse, if I want to adjust this again, okay, image file, I have this. Let me take this back again. Let me go to bump map. In this bump map, I need to adjust this as well. Okay, because the bump is responsible for this. If I have this color light, I get a bit proper texture in this case. Let me go back, go to reflection, adjust this value. Okay, I'm be taking this to black, and then adjust the amount of the bumpness here as well. This looks a bit dull. Let me increase just a bit reflection in this case, so it does not look very dull. And glossiness, let me increase this. Okay, now in the frame buffer I will go and see the interactive render. Now you can see a bit change over here. Okay, previously before settings it was something else, then we had one setting, and now this is another setting which shows me a proper material over here now. in the flooring. Now I want to adjust the flooring and the back panel what I see over here. Okay, previously we have set this material. Now we'll be setting the travertine material and this 3D panel in this case. Okay, and the interactive render was on. Let me now set this. Okay, I use the dropper, click on this, so it shows me in V-Ray regarding this. At present I don't have any bump map and image placed, so what happens in this case, I don't see any effect. Now I have placed this image, I have taken the same image from the folder. Now previously what you see, and now you see the effect. When I switch off this, it gives me a plain feeling, and when I switch on this, it gives me a bit black lines over here because the amount is more. If I reduce this amount, what happens, it does not shows me. So I'm taking this to 0.5. Okay, minimizing this VDBRDF and bump map. I'll go to default tray, select the dropper and use this travertine. Same thing I'll be doing over here. The bump map, go to bitmap. Okay, in bitmap I'll be selecting this travertine, in this case travertine copy. Okay, go back again, and this I need to adjust some options over here. At present there is no bump map over here because it is a normal one. The normal, if I increase this to 5, you can see the change over here. Okay, let me adjust this to 1 again, so I get the default value in this case. Okay, I'm reducing this to 1.5 so I get a proper roughness and the options over here. Now talking about the reflection, I'm taking this a bit far from black, so I get a bit reflection in this case. Let me collapse this and see the render. I'm waiting for the render. I have started rendering in this case. Okay, now you can see it has started interactive render. See over here in the travertine, you can feel the bumpiness over here. Let us wait for a few seconds to get loaded. Okay, now you can see, you can feel the bumpiness and the roughness of the materials of both these what we have applied over here. So this way we can adjust the bumpiness of any material when I place. You need to check it out for the realisticness of the image and the texture to be used. Okay, we have now set many things over here. Now we'll be seeing the final render settings, the output and the settings what we need to do. I have started V-Ray asset editor. Let me take this on the side. Go to settings. I have many panels over here. In this first panel I have render. Okay, then camera, render output. In this render output I'll be keeping this image as 800. Okay, for this course, so you can get an idea. Then settings I have done. In the render I kept GPU and progressive. Okay, now I click the render button. Now let us wait for this frame buffer. Okay, now the rendering has started. You can see it is building the light cache below. Okay, now let us wait for the rendering. You can see the image is getting a bit clearer. Okay, now if you want to see the progress, how much percentage render has been done, you need to click over here on the right, and this will show me the progress window. It's showing me now, see, 52, 75, 93. Now when this message starts appearing, it means now it is cleaning the image properly. Okay, many few messages will appear in the text format. We need to wait for few seconds. You can see now again goal set 0.1. Still many more messages will appear till the time it shows finished green bar. We need to wait till there. It is almost 97% as it is visible on the screen. Yes, so a few more messages. Yes, now it's about to get complete. That's why it is giving messages in quickly in many numbers. You just need to wait and watch and have this. Now you see below denoising two render elements based on RGB color. As soon as this denoising is done, you get the final render. So we need to wait till that time. Now you can see it is showing me finished green one. The rendering has been completed. Now when the image is done, always remember that you won't get the perfect image. So for that we need to do post production. The settings what we do in Photoshop, many basic settings have been provided by the V-Ray. Okay, we have many icons as you can see in this frame buffer. We'll be seeing some settings which can enhance my rendered image what I get. Okay, so how to do them? See, I'm clicking over here, it is showing me show corrections control. When I click over here, a panel will appear of globals. There are many sub panels in this: exposure, then white balance and all. Okay, when I click, it will expand and it has various related functions to this. Okay, we have color balance, levels, curve, background image, LUT, and many more things over here. So here we'll be setting the exposures first. Okay, if you want to have see the effect of this, first you need to tick mark on this. After clicking over here, I have in this exposure, highlight, burn, and contrast. Now see, this image looks dull and not dull actually, but I want to increase the illumination of the image without increasing the intensity of light. I want to have the uniform illumination, so I'll click on exposure and you can see when I take the bar to the right, the uniform illumination is happening. Okay, in this case, without any changes in the individual light intensity. Okay, now after this, after increasing the exposure, you see on that area I have can see the glare over there. So if I want to balance this, I need to use the option of highlight burn. When I reduce this highlight burn, I can see clearly this option over here. So I'll be adjusting this exposure and highlight burn a bit so I can get a proper exposure in this option. And we know this contrast, if I reduce this, it becomes lighter, increase, it makes more darker. So I'm setting this to again 0, okay, to get the actual value. Okay, so I'm taking this exposure a bit less. Now in this I have white balance. I need to tick this to see the effect. Now when I drag this right, it shows me, give me a feeling of warmth, and when I take this bar to the left, it gives me a feeling of coolness. So I will be adjusting this temperature to bit warmness. Okay, as you can see the difference what is being done over here, and I'm increasing this till the time I achieve the result what I want. Okay, don't try to make it too warm or too cool and not too warm. So if you don't want to see this effect, you just untick this and you see the change. How does it look without these settings? So when I see increase the switch on the exposure and white balance, there's a difference in this. If I want to save this setting, I need to click there on the floppy disk. It will ask me the path. I'm saving this on the desktop, giving the name bedroom, and this I'll save in JPEG format. Save. Okay, this is done. Now let us see the effect of this. Let me minimize this and show you. Okay, this was the result what I saved right now manually, and this is the image which was saved before the settings were applied. Okay, so this is the difference between the settings. This is with the settings and that one was with the without the settings. This is the final image what you see, and this is the final rendering of the bedroom.